I wanted to go back over nervous system again. So with this practice, less is more. We live in a world where we're constantly pushing ourselves. You actually don't want to do that with this practice, right? Less is more. So I want you to consider your nervous system. So everything we're doing is about getting our nervous system to release. So the standing, the movements, everything we're doing is to facilitate the releasing of our nervous system. So chi moves through the nervous system. So the more relaxed your nerves are, the more chi you have moving through the nerves. We have people here who are meditators. So the body is going to impact the mind is going to impact the body. So in meditation, you're looking to still the mind. Some of that in the beginning is getting your body to slow down and get quiet so that the mind slows down. So I kind of want to look at going back into the nervous system again. So we started with standing and releasing the tissues in the body. So I want to go back into standing with a little different emphasis. So alignments are going to be important. Background noise. In the osteopathic traditions, there's a big relationship between structure and function. So, I'm constantly going over alignments. Alignments are important. Because of that relationship of structure and function. From a Chinese medical point of view, we're looking at qi flows in the body, looking at circulations in the body. So when your alignments go out, you're either blocking, diminishing, or dissipating the circulation through that joint. So we're looking at optimizing the circulations in the body, looking at opening our bodies back up by the sense of releasing and letting go. So nervous system is super important. So let's start with standing again, feet parallel, somewhere between the width of the hips and shoulders. You want to feel your feet firmly on the ground. You want your feet to relax with an equal weight distribution across the bottom of the foot. You want to make sure your ankles stay open so the ankles are not rolled in or out. Your weight's not too forward, not too far forward, not too far back, but you want your weight centered in the middle of your foot. The knees are slightly bent. So you want to feel your weight going from the center of your knees through your ankles into your feet. So just like the ankles are not rolled in or out, you want to avoid the knees rolling in or out. So you want to get a sense that from the center of your knee, your weight drops right through your ankles into your feet. If we come up to the pelvis, you want to feel your weight dropping from your pelvis through your knees into your ankles and your feet. So I find in most instances, what pulls people's knee out of alignment is something going on in the hips or the pelvis. So as you stand, can you relax the front of the hips, the front of the thighs, and does that change the way the weight drops into your knees and ankles and your feet? Relax the side of the hips. And does that change that dynamic? Relax the back of the hips, the back of the thighs. Does that change that dynamic? Relax the inside of the thighs and the pelvic floor. So we're constantly making little micro adjustments. The spine is lifted. So in yoga, there's that emphasis of lengthening the spine. We're doing the same thing here. Along with that, we're looking at this area between the top of the hip bone and the last rib. This area needs to lift and open. Right? So there's a sense of the pelvis dropping into the ground and a sense of this lifting. The area of the solar plexus inside opens and lifts. This area of the throat notch, if we go behind the throat notch, that opens and lifts. And then the occiput, where the cervical vertebra and the skull come together, this area lifts. And then the crown of the head lifts. So there's a sense of this lifting and lengthening of the spine You're letting everything else drop and sink. You want to feel like your ribs start to separate, like the ribs start to release and drop into the hips, into the knees, ankles, and the feet. By allowing the nervous system to release, you're going to find the body starting to open. So one of the big principles is we're trying to lengthen the tissues in the body. So the lengthening is not a stretching, it's a releasing, it's an allowing. So we're standing, we're keeping the spine upright, we're getting these little liftings, and we're allowing everything else to drop and sink in the body. So there's a sense of everything sinking, but there's a lifting going on. The hands turn back, so the palms are facing back. So it's not just the turning of the hands. When the hands turn back, you want to feel your shoulder blades start to move away from your spine. So that's a lengthening. So we're not stretching. By turning the hands back, it allows the arms to rotate. That rotating brings the shoulder blades more laterally. So that's a lengthening. The front of the chest also spreads sideways. So as the shoulder blades move out to the side, the front of the chest also opens. There's a sense of like from your skin moving in towards the bones, the tissues start to relax and let go. And it literally feels like the tissues start falling away from the bones. So there's a sense of this constant sense of this downward motion in the body. There's a sense of this sinking, this dropping in the body. So we're continuously making little micro adjustments with the alignments. And from here, focus on your joints. See if you can start to release your joints. So you actually feel space opening up between the bones. I mean, it's not going to be very large, right? We're looking at like fractions of an inch. But can you have a sense of releasing the tissues enough where the joints just start to naturally open? And if you're successful with these things, you're going to start feeling a sense of warmth starting to move through the body. And that's indicative of the vascular system releasing. So, we've gone over standing in each class. Standing can be an entire practice unto itself. It's a simple practice that's profound but yet hard at the same time. So we're looking at the nervous system, focusing on releasing the eyes, focusing on your breathing. You want to relax your mind. Along with that, we carry a sense of our history. Aren't the stories we tell ourselves? You want to let that go too. From here, if we look at that first movement, we're going to inhale, arms are going to rise. Exhale, the arms are going to drop. As you inhale, your weight goes to the balls of the feet. As you exhale, your weight shifts into the heel. So your weight is going back and forth from the ball of the foot to the heel. You want to find this movement where it's soft and smooth. Like if you go too far forward or too far back, the ankles and feet start to tighten up. You want to find a place where you're not getting that. It's just a really gentle rock and the ball starts to heal. And as that happens, you want to start feeling for the bones in your feet. Can you feel movement in the bones in the feet? And that's important because when you start, as you feel bones in your feet moving, it's pumping the vascular system. So we're looking at venous flow of blood back to the heart. So the practice is a process. So you know what you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
So you're practicing step by step as a process to get there. So I'm going to throw in a third movement because there's a couple of people not here because Alex is concerned this might create some issues for them.
And what, the third movement?
Yeah. Because you bring your arms up over your head, so it brings the chi up into your brain.
Oh. Oh, we could use some brain chi. I could use a lot.
So we, from here, third movement, you're going to inhale, arms come up. Then we're going to exhale, come to the side. Inhale. Exhale.
Go through the breath pattern on that again.
Yeah. So that's what the form is. Super easy, right? Let's break that down. So inhale. When I exhale, so let's say I'm going to drop to the right. As I exhale, my weight shifts to my left leg, but I keep my right arm up. I'm extending the right arm. As I exhale, I extend my left arm. As I exhale, my right arm's going to drop. This dropping of the arm is going to compress the ribs on the right side. So I have the side bend on the exhale. Right, so I'm pumping the organs on this side of my body. This side of my body, I'm keeping everything open, and I get a compression on this side. I'm going to inhale, shift my weight to my right leg, extending my right arm up. As I exhale, my left arm drops, causing the ribs on this left side to compress. So my arm is, I'm extending, I'm lengthening my arm to keep this right side of my body, my ribs open. So I'm, like the Tai Chi form, something's fixed and you move away from that fixed point. Mm-hmm. I'm fixing the right side, exhaling, letting my left arm drop. As this drops, it creates that compression on the organs on this side of my body. As I inhale, my weight shifts to that side as the arm drops on this side. So it's important your shoulders stay relaxed. Don't lift the shoulders up. There's a tendency when people bring the arms up, the shoulders come up. You need to drop the shoulders. Because when you come to the side, the ribs are compressing, you're exhaling, and this is pressurizing the organs. So you don't need to go that low. You can just be here. The spine stays upright. So remember, we started with standing. Everything we did in standing, we're doing here. So my torso's upright. I'm lengthening my spine. You're maintaining that. So when I come to the side, let's see, I'm trying to probably exaggerate that. So I'm standing here, my arms are here, my weight's going to shift, and my spine's going to bend.
So you're not doing that.
Right. So you need to keep your head connected to your neck, connected to your spine. So don't let the head flop. Right? So when my weight shifts and my spine flexes, I need to keep the connection in my spine. I'm keeping that lengthening. So that means, so I'm side bent towards the right. So on my spine, I get more space opening on the right side, but on the left side, it's closing, but you want to not collapse the spine on that side. The spine stays open on that side, and it's not collapsing. Compressing, but not collapsing. This is the top of your inhale. So arms are here, the ribs sink, the spine's lifted. So there's this lengthening, this opening here. And from there, I'm going to exhale and have this compression to get the breathing on, let's say, inside of my liver. I'm going to like compress on this side to get the breath into this side. So when I come up out of it, the breath is more full on that side. So a balance, lengthening from the bottom of your feet through your torso to the top of the head up to this arm. Because if I do that, that's too much. That's too much. Right? I need to find this place where all these tissues are stacked and lined up. The position of my hands, right? I can be, I'm not connected to my body. But if I'm here, there's a connection from this arm to my elbows to my shoulder to this side.
Around.
Round. And this is connected into my feet. So when I do this, I even though this is dropping, I still have that connection. Right, so my weight's on my left leg, left arm is up. You want to have a clean line from that foot to your torso up into that arm. So I have a connection there, but I also have a connection this way. I mean, just think, I'm getting this pumping going this way.
Yeah.
I'm getting a pumping on this plane. Think first movement, dragon and tiger. I'm doing it this way. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting this happening. Right? That this is pumping. Can you feel how, when we do this, how the energy comes right up the body into your head? Can you feel that and above the head? Yeah. You know, a couple of weeks ago we did the shoulder rolls. Part of that was, trying to get the circular movement, to get the rounding at the top of the movement. Just like dragon and tiger, you're going to do 20 of these. And you're going to do 20 of these. Then you're going to do 20 of these.